Okay. All right. So I've been struggling because I kind of messed up the audio. I recorded a video earlier and the audio was super stacked, so it was like there's a really nasty echo. Yeah. Okay. Just make sure. Nasty echo. Yep, you fixed it. Okay. So what I'm gonna be doing is I was messing around earlier today and I saw that I had received a message. Dun 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 dun. The struggle getting there. Okay, so I saw that Cash with Gloom had said that he liked my videos, but he didn't really know what to do with his gold or maybe even with his dust. So I thought that I would make a insightful tutorial on what to do with your dust in Hearthstone. So as you can see, I've got 15 packs loaded up that I bought with gold, and we're going to be using these as part of an experiment. Okay, so let's just check my dust real quick. Okay, so I have like no dust, 5 dust. All right. So, I think that when you're playing this game, you should take your gold and you should hoard it and you should save it. And then every time you get 700 gold, you should unlock a wing in the solo adventures. So pretty much the way that I look at it is that yes, 700 gold is a lot for a wing, but you have to look at what you're getting. Number one, you're getting cards that are soulbound, so you know, they're not cards that you'll pull in packs, which is and you can't disenchant them, which means you can't I don't think you can create them either. You can't, yeah, no, for a fact you can't. Like for example, if I want Mexna is what you get for the first wing of Nax. If I wanted to go craft a Mexna, let's go see. Let's see. Uncraftable. This card cannot be disenchanted or crafted. So what you get out of the wings are cards that you can never make. These are cards that you like. You're going to have to get these cards eventually. So if we were to spend, let's say, you know, what's the equivalent of 1,500 gold? We would get 2 wings. So if we went to the first one, we would get, let's see what we would get. We would get 2 wings of Nox Ramus. We'd get the Arachnid and the Plague Quarter. Okay. I can already see that's Lotheb, so Lotheb is the legendary we get from that. But let's look at the cards that we get from the Plague and Arachnid Quarter. From the Arachnid Quarter, we get a Haunted Creeper, a Nerubar Weblord, and a Nerubian Egg. Haunted Creeper is viable in aggro and control decks. It's a good card. It's a neutral. Nerubar Weblord is pretty trash. I wouldn't play it. Nerubian Egg is good in aggro decks, as well as some mid-range and buff decks. So Nerubian Egg definitely has a place in your decks. Mexna is the legendary. It's not very good. It gets absolutely stomped out by Shadow Word Pain. It's kind of like a it's the, what is the minion? A Cobra something. What? No, I can't. I need to know what it is. It's like a bigger. It's like a legendary version of this 3-drop minion. Where is it? We skipped it. We're struggling. Okay. And maybe I've already passed it again. I think I have. What am I doing here, guys? I'm struggling. Alright, it is a 3-drop for sure. Did I just dust them? Probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think so. Let's find out. Emperor Cobra. Yep, that's what it was. So it's like the legendary version of Emperor Cobra. It's not that great of a card. So, wait, what? Okay. Where were we? So, like I said, so we bought 15 packs, which is 2 wings worth of gold. What we would get from the second wing is a Stone Skin Gargoyle, which is not good. Unstable Ghoul, which is played in Patrons, and a Sludge Belcher, which is great in mid-range, late game, and even some aggro decks. So that's a totally viable card, and we get Lothep, which is actually, I think it's the strongest legendary in the game personally, next to Dr. Boom. I think it's an amazing card, and it's really underutilized, so it goes in pretty much every single one of my decks, even the really aggro ones, because it can be used to block a board clear, or it can be used to stop yourself from getting lethaled. So Duplicate and Web Spinner are the challenges that we get from the play quarter as well. Web Spinners are good in mid-range Hunter, and Duplicate can be played in Freeze Mage. Not Freeze Mage, Echo Medivh Mage, or some versions of mid-range, or Tempo Mage. The challenge rewards from Arachnid Quarter are Poison Seeds and Antibar Ambusher. These cards aren't very good, but so for 700 gold, or for 1400 gold, we get 2 legendaries and a bunch of viable cards, and an amazing legendary. So let's compare it to what we would get off 15 packs. Usually in 15 to 25 packs you get 1 legendary. Yeah, usually you'll cop 1 legendary out of that many packs. This is a garbage pack. I would dust the whole pack pretty much. Let's go to the next one. Let's see what we get. Pretty garbage. Living Roots is a good card. Okay. This is a pretty bad pack. So we'll just keep chugging along with these bad packs. Again, that's pretty rough. So we're at the point in the next 3 packs where if we want to keep pace with the wings, we're going to want to pull a legendary in the next 2 packs. A golden Saboteur is good for dust. Again, these packs are... I'm not even really seeing many viable cards in the meta out of these packs either. Totem Golem is definitely viable in the meta. Darnassus is viable. The rest of these aren't very viable. Bash is kind of. So within the next 2 packs, we want to see a legendary if we're going to keep the same value as Nox Ramus. Shady Dealer's trash. Another Darnassus. A couple Ice Ragers, also trash. So this is our pack where we should be pulling a legendary if we're keeping on par, and we do not. So we are currently behind the value of 1 wing for 7 packs. Living Roots is a good card. And we got an epic. Tiny Night Evil's bad. Recruiter's bad. So this is the only good card in the whole pack, and it's like 10 dust. So that's actually doesn't do. We could have crafted that for like 20 or 40 dust and been fine. Again, Savage Combatant is played in Druid, and it's a good card. This is only good in Arena. This is not very good. Okay, we got a legend. Oh, wow, I clicked it quick. A golden Nexus Champion Sarad. That's pretty dope. A golden legendary is a nice pull. That's actually the second golden legendary I've ever pulled. The first one was an Ice Howl. So cool. We got a golden legendary. It can be dusted for one legendary since it's golden. So we can. So it's basically the equivalent of one legendary. Even if it was a trash legendary, it would still be that card was the equivalent of a top tier legendary, because we could dust it for a top tier legendary if we wanted to, even if it's not that good. Which it's okay. Like, I don't think it's a bad card by any means. This is a trash pack. Nothing in here is very good. Alright, we're getting towards the end. We want to pull another legendary just to keep on pace. We got an epic. And it's a piece of trash, 100 dust. Alright, this is our last pack. Well, actually the last one was technically our last pack because that was 1400 dust, but this is just a bonus for you guys. So enjoy this pack. This one doesn't. Okay, so we only pulled one legendary. And granted, it was a golden legendary and blah, blah, blah. That's all fine and dandy. But if you said, would you rather have Lotheb or Nexus Champion Sarad, I would say, I'll take Lotheb. Thank you. So for flat value, we see relatively standard that you get more value out of simply buying wings. Even though it's 700, you do get a lot of viable cards. So let's, and that Wing of Naxxramas isn't just, the that's not just a specific example. Like, let's go to Blackrock Mountain, for example. Okay, so if we go to Blackrock Mountain, let's look at the first two for that, what we would get. So we get Grim Patron, we get Gang Up and Resurrect, which is kind of meh. We get Emperor Thorasane, which is amazing. We get Quick Shot, which is amazing. Dragon's Breath, which is pretty meh. We get Druid of the Flame, which is okay. Blackwing Technician is okay. Imp Gang Boss, which is amazing. Major Domo Executus is pretty trash. An Axe Flinger and a Lava Shock. Lava Shock's good. Axe Flinger, not so much. So even in this, we get two legendaries, and one of them is a top tier legendary. So that alone, it shows that, like, no matter what two wings you pretty much grab, like, even if you grab the last two, you grab Cro-Magus and Nefarian instead of one golden Nexus Champion Sarad. It just kind of shows you that these are cards that you can't craft. You're going to need them, so you might as well spend your gold unlocking these cards you can't craft. Later on, once you have all the wings unlocked, then you can spend your gold pairing it with your quest log. Like right now, if I wanted to go to Arena, I would probably consider being Priest. Then I could get, at least, even if I had a shit run, I'd still get 50 gold minimum back, so I could try to make another run, try to make more cards, just to get to that one, really, because I probably have like 2 or 3 bad runs for every like 8 or 9 plus wins I have. So you kind of got to try to make it pay for itself. So that being said, I would always spend gold on solo adventures. Once you get the solo adventures knocked out, just do Arena with your challenges. Another good way to farm gold is to do like if this challenge for me is like Priest, and I have a shitty Priest, like I really don't like my Priest deck, you just go to Tavern Brawl and knock out challenges with like classes you haven't gotten a lot of cards with yet, if you're still kind of like newer. That way you keep leveling up the class, and you can kind of have fun like learning the better cards from the class. All right. Now let's go to dusting. That is our next step. So we talked about what to do with gold. Now let's talk about what to do with cards and dust. First things first. Wow, guys. So 15 packs, and we only got 480 dust. That's enough to craft one epic card. That's it. So 15 packs. 15 packs worth only gets us enough for one epic. So getting packs like right there should show you that the cream of the crop value isn't giving you, that. Look at all those cards that just turn into nothing. All right, now let's go through the list. All right. I'm just gonna say like I would dust, I would not dust, or I'd be like, it could go either way. A lot of the cards that are like, it could go either way, like I could see them being good later, or I think it's a cool concept, or it could be played in fun decks. So, Living Roots is a good card. Naturalize, dust it. Savagery, dust it. Power of the Wild, keep it. Wrath, keep it. Androgynized Rosebow Cub, dust it. Darnassus, keep it. Druid of the Saber, keep it. Mark of Nature, you can dust it. Mulch, dust. Grove Tender, dust. Astral Communion, dust. Bite, dust. Soul of the Forest, dust. Keeper, keep it. Savage Combatant, keep it. Wild Waker, dust. Wild Walker, dust, excuse me. Nourish, dust. Starfall, dust. Druid of the Claw, keep. This is a card that you should craft because it's cheap. Like, you could craft that for 40 and look at it. It's a great card. Same with Living Roots. Druid of the Fang, dust. Dark Whispers, dust. Force of Nature, you would keep. Recycle, you would dust. Mech Bearcat, dust. Ancient of Lore, Ancient of War, keep. Knight of the Wild, dust. Malorn, could go either way. I guess. Tree of Life, dust. Aviana, probably dust. And Cenarius, I would keep. So that's Druid. Bestial Wrath, dust. Brave Archer isn't worth dusting because it's only like 10 dust, so it's like, I guess. Glaive Zuka, keep. Bear Trap, keep. Call Pet, dust. Explosive Trap, keep. Feign Death, dust. Flare. If you ever draw cards like Feign Death, what you can do is take it and then try to make a cool deck with it. And if it sucks and you hate it and it's not fun, then dust it. If it's fun and you win some games, keep it and see how it treats you. Flare, I would keep. Freezing Trap, keep. Lock and Load, dust. Misdirection, you can keep one. They're pretty dust worthy. Snake Trap's pretty dust worthy. Snipe, dust. King's Elec, you can keep for mid-range Hunter. Scavenging Hyena. At the lower levels, you keep it because you play that with Unleash the Hounds. And you get mad value. So, Steam Weedle Sniper, I would dust. Eaglehorn Bow, I would keep. Deadly Shot's not worth dusting, so Power Shot, dust. Unleash, you should keep. And if you can dust it, or if you can create it, you don't have it, 40 dust, it's a great card. I have a golden one of these, and if I think it's a good card or it looks really cool golden, I generally won't dust it. So, if I wanted to trim extra fat, what I would do is I would dust one of these Unleash the Hounds. That way I have one in each deck. One golden, one regular. So I just kind of make some extra dust. Dreadscale, I would dust. Metal Tooth Leper, I would dust. Stable Master, I would dust. Cobra Shot, dust. Explosive Shot, dust. King of Beats, Ram Wrangler, dust. Ball of Spiders is pretty dust worthy. Sylvain Hymane's good, keep it. Gladiator Longbow is dust. Acid Maw is dust. Gorilla is dust. King Crush is dust. King Crush is only good when you pull him off a web spinner. Arcane Blast, I would keep. Ice Lance, keep. Mana Worm, keep. Flame Cannon, keep. Unstable Portal, definitely keep. Fallen Hero, dust. Snow Chugger, keep. Apprentice, keep. Keep it. Keep it. Keep it. Keep it. Keep it. Dust. 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 As you can see, a lot of these cards I have dusted. Dust, dust. Keep, keep, keep. You could dust this. It's not very good, but it's not very bad. Dust, keep. Dust this. Spell Stopper, dust. Flame Lance would keep, even though it's not good. Just, it's not worth the dust. Blizzard, I would keep. Caldera Drake, I would dust. Archmage Antonitis, keep. Flame Leviathan, dust. Ronin, keep. Pyroblast, keep one copy. If you get an extra copy, dust it, because it's worth dusting. Blessing, you could dust it. Competitive Spirit, keep. Eye for an Eye, dust. Noble Sacrifice, keep. Redemption, keep. Repentance, keep. Argent Lance, dust. Equality, keep. Seal of Light, pretty much this whole top row is a keep. And Sword of Justice, I don't like it, so I dusted it. These other ones you would keep. Keep that, dust that. The Scarlet Purifier, Warhorse Trainer is not really worth dusting. Murloc Knight you would keep. Blessed Champion you would dust all day. Holy Wrath you would dust all day. I dusted Bolver. I also dusted this Coldwater Guardian. Quartermaster is pretty good, so you keep it. Tuskar Jouster, meh, it's not really worth dusting. It's an okay card. Avenging Wrath you would keep. Enter the Colosseum, you would disenchant all day. Challengers you keep. I dusted Edric the Pure. He's like a really shitty version of Aldor Peacekeeper. For 3 mana you get a 3/3, change a minion's attack to 1. You spend 4 more mana and you only get 4 extra health, and it's like an AoE attack to 1. Doesn't really do anything for you. Lay on Hands you would keep. Tyrion you would keep. Like you could dust Inner Fire, Powered Glory, Shadow Bomber, Confused. You could dust those cards. I would keep the rest of the stuff. Convert you would keep. You could dust Lightwell. Shadowboxer you could dust. Shrinkmeister you would keep. Wormrest you would keep. Shadowform you would dust. Because if you want to play a cool Priest burn deck, you want to play like Auchenai, Soul Priest with like double flash heals and double zombie chows, and then you could burst them for 20 damage for like 4 mana. It's gross. Keep Thoughtsteel, keep Valence. Dust Shadow Fiend, dust Mass Dispel, dust Mind Games. Keep. Dust. Keep. This isn't amazing, but it's good. It's kind of like Nexus Champion Surad. I might put it in like one deck to mess around with it, but it's not really that worth. Prophet Valen. This is a Prophet Valence you would keep. Prep you keep. Shadow Step you would keep. Cold Blood you keep. Conceal you keep. Buccaneer you keep. Betrayer you keep. This whole page. This is a fine page. Dust One-Eyed Cheats. Dust Patient Assassins. Dust Cogmaster's Wrench. The rest of the stuff you could keep. Beneath the Grounds you would dust. Headcrack for sure. Edwin you would keep. Iron Sensei you would dust. Shady Dealer you would dust because it's straight trash. SI Agent you would keep. Poison Blade I think you would dust. Sabotage you would dust. Master of Disguise Ogre Ninja dust. Kidnapper dust. Trade Prince Galawax and Andubaraki would dust. Keep Shadowpan and Tinkeroil. That's about it for this page. Alright, onward and onward. Earthshock you would keep. Fork Lightning you could keep. Lightning Bolt you would keep. Dust Devil you could dust. Stormforge Axe keep. Ancestral Knowledge keep. Ancestral Spirit you could dust. Crackle you would keep. Vitality Totem you could dust. Farsight you would dust. Everything else is decent enough to keep, whether or not it's viable in the meta. Let's see. I would probably dust these two. Cards like this card's cool and it's only 50 dust, and that looks cool, so it's not worth dusting to me personally, so I haven't dusted it. I could dust the extra one that I have, but it's like, whatever, I don't care. This card's terrible, so I dust it every time. Dunmal I would dust. Siphon Spirit I would dust. Earth Elemental is pretty dusty. Black Knight or Big Game Hunter just absolutely crushes it. Thunderbluff Valiant is good, you should keep it. Mistcaller is actually bad and you should dust it. 6 mana for a 4/4 just isn't worth. Neptulon is okay in mid-range Shaman, you would keep it. Alakir, same story. Onto Warlock. You could dust Blood Imps if you wanted to. Demon Fuse and Demon Fire you could dust too. Tiny Knight of Evil is really bad. Felguard is really bad, so you would dust that too. You could dust Fisted Jaraxxus here. The rest of the stuff you would want to keep. Dread Steeds you would keep. Fel Cannons you would keep. Pit Lord you would dust. Summoning Portal you could dust. If you had 2 Bane of Dooms you could dust 1. I would dust Demon Heart. Doomguard's a good card in mid-range Demon Zoo and straight Zoo, so would keep. Void Crusher is really bad, so we can dust it. Floating Watcher is pretty bad, but at the lower levels it can do some work. Dark Bargain I would dust. Siphon I would keep. Animal Golem I would dust. Wolford Fizzlebang I would dust. Fearsome from Doomguard, like, it's not really worth dusting for 5, so it's like, whatever. If I was, like, really desperate, I would dust shit like that all day. Twisting Nether's good to have 1. You could dust if you have 2. These 2 are good. I wouldn't dust them. Alright, this page. Let's see. You could dust Commanding Shout, maybe Upgrade. Warbot's pretty bad, too. The Battle Rages are good. The Bolster could be good. Enrage Shield Slam's good. Rampage. I mean, most of this page you could dust it if you really needed to, but I wouldn't recommend it. Like, I would keep the Armor Smiths and the Cruel Taskmasters, and then probably dust most of the rest of this page. Maybe Slams. Bouncing Blade I would dust. Magnetar Alpha I would also dust. On paper, this looks good, but when you think that it could get hit by a Lightning Bolt, a Rock Biter, a Black Wing Corruptor, a Frostbolt, a Quick Shot, etc., etc., it turns out to not be very good. The rest of these are okay. Would dust this. These are good. If I ever get really desperate, I might dust this, but right now I don't need to. Siege Engine is dust. Iron Juggernaut's kind of eh. Sea Reaver, dust. Shield Maiden's good. Gorehowl's pretty good. Crush is probably dust. These 2 are strong cards, so you do not want to dust them. And we are, last but not least, to neutrals. So, dust, dust, not dust, dust, not dust, dust, not dust, not dust, not dust, dust, probably dust. Not dust, not dust, probably dust, and probably dust if I was like desperate and didn't care about Murlocs, and I don't really care about Murlocs, so I just don't need the dust, so whatever. Secret Keeper I would keep, Shield Bearer I would dust, South Sea Deckhand would keep, Tournament Attendee dust, Worgen I would keep, Dragonhawk dust, Priestess dust, Amani Berserker dust. Ancient Watchman keep, Anoyotron keep, Argent Watchman dust, Blood Mage Thalanos keep, Bloodsail Raider kinda keep, meh I guess, Bone Guard Lieutenant dust, Crazy Alchemist dust, Direwolf Alpha keep, Doomsayer keep, Explosive Sheep keep, Fairy Dragon keep, Juggler keep, Garrison Commander dust, Giblin Stalker dust, Ironbeak Owl keep, Knife Juggler keep. Juggler's really good if you're playing like aggro decks, so if you don't have a Juggler, I would recommend crafting a Juggler. It's really, really good. Lance Carrier, probably dust. Lewd Hoarder, keep. Lorewalker Cho, dust. Mad Bomber, dust. Mana Addict, dust. Mana Wraith, dust. Master Swordsmith, dust. Mech Warper, I would keep. Micro Machine, I would keep. Millhouse and Nat Pagel, I would dust them both. Pint-Sized Summoner I would dust, Puddle Somper I would dust, Recombobulator I would dust, and Ship's Cannon I would dust. These are cards that I would